right, Jason Rona back here in the JConcepts garage. We're here with AJ Marasco. Today we're talking a little bit of dirt oval racing. The JConcepts team made a big trip up to Motorama near Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and AJ, you made the trip with Fast Freddy up there.
Freddy.
What's it like making the trip from Florida? A little long drive, right?
It's definitely a long drive. Almost 2 days, by the time you make all the stops, everything, and we can't drive for that long unless you get pretty tired. So, but yeah, definitely a long trip. We made one stop up in, I think it was South Carolina, and then we stopped at like a little hobby shop there. It's kind of nice, and then made the rest of the drive in the morning.
So, you've made this trip before with, racing the off-road side. When I went, we did 8 scale and we did 10 scale, and back then the 8 scale was also nitro included. But this year they went with something a little different, and they did a dirt oval race. Alfie Adams, he stopped by here the other day, and he was definitely spearheading that program. And in the past you've gotten some wins there in off-road, but you went there with a little different car this time, huh?
Definitely different. Only left turns. Didn't really have much expectations. Just kind of go and have fun, and it was definitely a learning experience. I gained a lot more respect for those guys, and it's definitely different talking about it than actually racing it. So that was definitely different. The environment was totally different as well. I mean, the racing scene was like, the format was different to me, which I learned a little bit, and talking to the guys, and it's definitely fun for sure. After getting to try it and getting a feel for it, I have more respect for these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, one of the things that was exciting about the event is we were able to have the spec tire for all the classes this year, and I know they were telling us, beforehand, there were some guys that are apprehensive a little bit about the control tire and how the conditions and surface was going to play out, but in the end, we used the Sprinter's tires on all the 10 scale based cars, and then the short course we ran the new Sprinter on short course, and that's a newly released tire, but we had that there, and in the end I got a lot of good feedback about the tires and the way that they worked on the surface, right? Yeah,
I mean, the tires were pretty good. I mean, we mounted them up, didn't even have to do anything to inserts, nothing, just mount and go run, and there was zero complaints. Actually, one guy at the end of the weekend was like on slicks, and he's like, dude, these things were dialed, like they were still good, like he was still running hot laps, and I'm like, well, that's good. It's a good note for us, and he still had little pins on the side. But for the sprint cars mostly, I mean, those right there on my car have about maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and they still look mint.
Yeah, I mean, that's the key at these oval races is they like to kind of turn up the track and keep it a little bit on the wet side. It's tough in racing because we start always with the track fresh, and it doesn't take long for these things to groove up the track, and pretty soon, the second it gets drier and a little bit warmer, the tires wear more. But so they tear it back up traditionally, and they wet it back down, and then you get sort of that fluffy loose dirt feel again, right?
Yeah, we watched them do it, and we're like, oh no, like, because I'm used to the off-road stuff where we're used to a groove track, but every round they were tearing it up, like, oh my god, like, what are we doing? But then every time we went out, it was actually kind of the same.
Yeah,
which was nice. From our first round to the second round when they turned it up, turned it up, and go back out for our second round, it was the same as the first round. So that was really nice. I did like that a lot, where it's kind of consistent. So that was pretty cool.
So we had a lot of the very fast guys running dirt oval, like Max Fleur, Justin Draymire, and I believe they even won a couple of the classes, if not late model and sprint car, right?
Yeah, those guys were definitely fast, and that's kind of just keep an eye on those guys and watching how they drive, how they're going into the corner, out of the corner, and that's something I definitely looked at as they were racing and taking notes for myself.
Yeah, and then talking to Alfie, I realized that, they were maxed out on entries. I believe they were wanting to take like about 250, 260, and they were right on that border of 270, kind of squeezing in the heats, packing things up. And so, in general, it was a pretty successful, and the race grew from the year before.
Yeah, oh, for sure. We got there, I think it was on Thursday night, and there was already people setting up, and get there Friday, and the pits were completely packed, and it was nice to see that, and the passion that people had for it was pretty insane of all the equipment they had, and that's good. it's what we need for the hobby.
So we'll go to the Orange Beast here. You got it rolling, and you said it was a little bit of a struggle early on, kind of getting adjusted, understanding the system of qualifying, how they go about things. You got some recommendations from the hot shoes, and then you went up to tech. You realized you needed to have some headers. We threw a number on this thing, number 8 here. So what was it like, kind of doing this? Almost not really as a novice, but a little bit as a dirt oval novice, and getting in there, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I got to add this. I got to make sure I got that, because a 10 scale buggy, you got a body on it. It's good, right?
Yeah, we got a body on it. We're just checking battery voltage and weight, and you're going. These guys checking the wings, the screws on the wings, how far forward it can be, how it can't be too far back or else it catches air. The width, they did a bunch. Like, I was just like, take my car and just check it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
And you had to put the headers on here, right?
Yep, headers and numbers, because I guess people can protest and they're like, oh, you're illegal.
Yeah. We originally put this car together with something I purchased on Facebook Marketplace from Randy Lathrop, and then I brought it to our spring Dirt Oval Nationals last year. Will Britton, he was the crew chief out there with us. He ran it in one class, I ran it in another. Now we handed it to you, and Mac, he actually sprayed up this body here at the shop. We had a little reversed here with the driver compartment, but you know what? This has been the fun car for us, and it's worked everywhere we go.
For sure. I've made maybe, like I said, 2-3 adjustments to it prior, just talking to a buddy of mine, and was like, all right, well, I'll go out there and let's just try to drive. And that was my biggest part, just kind of figuring out how to enter the corner, exit the corner without really touching setup yet, but still learning it. So
when qualifying was over, where did things settle out, and where were you finished at the end of qualifying?
Qualifying, it was a lot different for me because it goes by finishing order. Mm-hmm. So after your seating, it goes by where you finish in your heat. So I qualified with it was a 3 and a 2. So that put me, I think, 20th or 21st. Mm-hmm. So that was in the D main, last in the D. So I started last in the D, and then that's how they like. Yeah,
you ran a race.
They ran a race.
And then you bumped up from there.
Mm-hmm.
And then did you win your first race or second?
No, second.
Second. Then you bumped up again. Did you win the next one or the second in that one?
Second in that one.
And then you got to the B.
And I won the B.
And you won the B. So, and that probably had to be pretty exciting. That's a big race all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. Max Fleur was in there with you. He had a little bit of an issue, but I mean, you were flying in that race, right?
Yeah, there was a few guys. Like, I was texting Brad the whole time, like, hey man, I bumped up, and then I showed him the B main. He's like, dude, good luck with that one. It's like, yeah. Dustin Malakote Max. I'm like, yeah, I know. My bumping's ending, and then all of a sudden I text him, hey, I won the B. He's like, no.
Yeah, I mean, that was exciting. We were following it here, and I know Fred was keeping tabs on you. He was, you guys were like, hey, this is Sunday. We don't know when we're going to get out of here. But you kept bumping up, and pretty soon you were there right till the Amain, right? Yeah,
Sunday I went in, got my Starbucks. I was like, all right, we're going to pack up early today. But nope, kept bumping. It was pretty stoked for myself. Had no intentions of doing well because my first race. But after bumping that first time, like, maybe we have something here.
Yeah.
And that was definitely pretty cool.
So, moving on into, we also had another program there. They had the 8 scale, which they ran e-buggy and e-truggy. Mm-hmm. And we had a big victory there in TQ for Cole Tollard, right? Yeah,
Cole was good. He got a little late start in practice, which, I was kind of hoping, luck would be on his side. But he picked it up really fast on his first practice runs. He only got 2 practice runs, which the second one was seating, and he did really well. And his tire program, we helped him out on tires. Went pretty quick to ellipse, so he liked the green ellipse a lot on buggy, and then we didn't have any for truggy, but he liked the green triple Ds, and they worked good. Worked really well.
So while this race is going on, you're running some obviously dirt oval. You're watching what's going on there, but then also the 8 scale is operating at the same time, right?
Yeah, so if you were to double enter, running one of each, it'd be kind of tough, because your race could be, I think there was 2 guys that were doing both, and their races were like back to back. So where they were coming off the stand, they were running over the 8 scale track, running up the stand with their remote in the hand. It's definitely stressful. I can see that. I thought about running it, but I was like, kind of enjoy myself and kind of a good time.
So another thing we were kind of showing off out there was the 9-shot wheels, and we made these really specifically for dirt oval, but I think what's been nice about it is they do fit all the buggies for the most part. And you had these wheels out there, and you know how did it go? What did you think of the appearance? And we have them in the white color, black and yellow, but you went with the blacks here, huh?
The blacks just look good.
Yeah,
you can never go around the black wheels, but I noticed they worked really well. I didn't really feel like there was a difference much with the dish, but if anything, the dish wheels, I've seen a lot of people get rock stuck, which was nice about the spokes is if a little rock got in there, it was able to come out, and I never really had a problem with a rock getting stuck in my wheel, so it was definitely the nice part about the spokes.
Looking towards the next oval race here, I know you're kind of looking towards maybe your next race. You got any plans for when you're going to get out the oval again here?
Thinking maybe the next 3 weeks or so, go out to New Red. Kind of that track was pretty fun. That dirt out there is pretty nice. So I think I'll try to shoot for that race. Maybe the Chili Bowl in the near future, but I don't know. I think I heard some talk about the Dixie Nationals at Beach, so that'd be kind of fun to do that. But definitely some club racing here and there. Definitely the local scene, and kind of get out there and just see what other people's thoughts are and get the vibe of that racing. It'd be kind of cool. All
right. Well, thanks for joining us, AJ, and congrats again to you guys for going up there. Of course, the JConcepts team with Cole Tollard, Max Fleur, and the guys that were doing so well on the oval side. And thanks to Alfie Adams out there for having and hosting a good race out there in Motorama. Gives us something else to witness while we're there. And appreciate everybody staying tuned here to us on JConcepts. Again, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell to make sure you get those notifications. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.